Well, welcome back to The Megan Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we are continuing a series I started back in January, and it is my makeup collection. So today we're going to take a peek into my face palettes. I've got two different drawers that have face palettes in them, so let's jump right in. The Megan Show. There's a quick overview of what my blush and bronzer and highlight drawer looks like that I have a few face palettes in. So jumping right in to my Hourglass palette collection. So this is the Jellyfish palette from last holiday. So this is 2023. I love the color story of this one. I especially love the highlight here. I kind of put these two together. I love the two blush shades, and of course a bronzer is what I look for in these Hourglass palettes. I wanted to have it all. So this one was the 2023. I got the Elephant in 2022. This one I chose the medium shade, whereas in the Jellyfish palette, that was the lightest shade of the three, and this Elephant one was the medium shade color story. So you can see how much I've used that bronzer. It's almost panned. I really enjoy the two shades of blush here, and I just run my brush all the way across that top row for highlight. This one is well loved. I still use this one. My oldest Hourglass palette is from 2021. This one had a similar color story in that it had a bronzer, two blushes, and highlight. This one has interesting blush shades. That one dark plummy blush compared to that coral blush, nice variety there. I panned that bronzer shade. This one doesn't get as much love from me now that I have these two newer ones, but I still like having the whole collection. These two palettes I just got recently in an Ulta haul. The first is this Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer palette. It's got the three different shades of butter bronzer. I love butter bronzer. I have lots of individual ones, and I thought this was super cute. Now I got this Ulta Beauty Trio. This one is baked products, kind of similar to some Laura Geller products that you'll see. Blush, bronzer, and highlight all in one pan. Really generous amount of bronzer here. I love the shade of blush and highlight there. This goes really nicely on my skin tone. Got this tiny Kaja set. I got this one from Sephora maybe last year, the year before. It's got a really poppy, bright blush that I touch and do sometimes, but it can be pretty vibrant for my skin tone. It's got the nice highlight there. Don't really touch into that one that much. What I loved about this trio the most was the cream bronzer. As you can see, is completely panned. I love the cream bronzer here, especially for summer. So this one definitely gets a lot of use out of me in the summer when I have a little bit of more color to my skin. Speaking of summer products, I've got this RMS Beauty highlight palette that is all creams. The formula is super emollient. It's perfect for summer, adding a bit of dew to the skin. I love this one for the summer. I've got a travel size of this Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. As you can see, the bronzer is pretty much empty. That highlight is beautiful. I love these two shades. I should repurchase this. Onto my main face palette drawer. The first one I see is the Anastasia Glow Kit. I got this one back when I worked at Ulta several years ago. I love this shade. This is the Sugar Kit. Marshmallow, Gumdrop, Butterscotch, and Starburst are the shades here. I love those lightest two, Marshmallow and Starburst, the most. This is an absolutely beautiful formula. Everyone should be familiar with this one, and this is still a great staple in my collection. I featured this palette in a recent video I did. This is the In the Balm of Your Hand Volume 2 face palette, where they've got a variety of shades from many different palettes in the Balm collection. So this one's really fun, a lot of variety. Then I have an old Smashbox holiday palette from several years ago. I mean, 5 years ago or more, I would bet. It's got this ginormous mirror, got contour shades in the middle there, and then a lot of highlights, blush toppers. This one's super interesting. I especially love the contour section the most on this one. It's kind of clunky how huge it is, but it's still a good one in my collection. This one was a recent purchase from Physicians Formula. I got this one before that other palette from this brand. You've got two shades of butter bronzer there. You've got two options for blush and one highlight. This highlight is a bit dark for my skin tone. It's like really gold and really shimmery, so it would work great for many different skin tones deeper than mine. I'm quite pale, so this one is a bit deep for me, and then kind of a regular face powder. So sometimes I'll dip into that face powder with the highlighter to kind of dull it down a little bit. But of course I love the brighter bronzer shades, and the blushes are a good topper with this. Love this all-in-one. I mentioned Laura Geller a few minutes ago. I have a couple individual blushes from Laura Geller, but I also have this old holiday palette. It's got 3 different shades in here, got that bronzer, 2 shades of blush. I kind of run my brush all the way through all 3 shades when I use this. It just melds really nicely together. That baked formula works really well. Check out this next old product. We're getting into my last few that are some old makeup products that are kind of there for collection purposes. I still dip into this one from time to time. It just broke. Oh my God. Oh my God. No, dude. Freaking RIP. Oh my God. I cannot believe that just happened on camera. I've had this palette for so many years, and now the highlight is busted on the floor. Dang. I kind of want to keep it, but I don't know. Dang, that was a bummer. These last 3 palettes I bought years ago. This is a NARS face palette I bought in my babysitting days. Gotta be like 7 or 8 years ago at this point. And this one's a great one. It's got the Laguna bronzer right there, got some contour shades on that top row, and then 4 shades of blushes, which I think is really generous for a face palette. This one is really great. I still dip into this one from time to time. It's probably well expired, but it's still a good one, and I'll keep it in my collection, at least for sentimental purposes, if nothing else. These 2 I think are even older, or maybe right around the same time. This is that Tarteist Pro Glow. Does anyone remember this with the weird barn doors? How to open that, and then got the mirrors on the side, but this one's got that cream contour and then some regular contour and then different shades of highlighter. This is an interesting one. I really don't dip into this one much at all, but again, it's there for sentimental collection purposes. As with this one, in It Cosmetics Je ne sais quoi, I really loved the face powder in that. As you can see how panned it is, but the face shades are good too with the bronzer and the highlighter and blush. Again, this one is super old. Don't dip into this one very often, but I keep it in my collection. It has survived many declutters. So I do have one contour palette. This is a Sephora brand contour palette similar to the Anastasia one. I actually never owned the Anastasia contour kit from many years ago, even though it was, you know, everywhere on the internet. But I do have this one in case I really am fiending for some old school contour. But to be honest, I'm not really dipping into contour specific palettes. I'm generally just doing bronzer, and that counts for kind of the deeper shadow shades on my cheeks. So not really dipping into contour specifically very often, but I'm glad I have it if I do feel like doing a full contour. So that is going to do it for the face palette collection. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more content every Megan Monday. Thank you so much for watching The Megan Show. Bye.